Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope everyone is keeping really safe and well. Now today guys, I'm going to talk to you about why cacti have spines. I'm often being asked, why do they have spines? And in this video I'm going to cover a few little points on why they have spines. So then guys, why do cacti have spines? Well, spines are actually modified leaves, and the cacti have produced these sort of weird spines that used to be leaves over many thousands of years, how they've evolved. And the arrangement of the spines, I'll just show you here. I'll show you these two really big spiny examples, my fellow cactus and a pharaoh cactus there. The arrangement of the spines are in the arrangements of what normal leaves would be. And the more concentrated the spines, the sunnier climate that they originate from in their natural habitats. Now, spines can come in many forms. For example, I'm going to show you these little hairy cacti here. There's some mammillarias, and this one's a rabutia. They may not feel like spines when you touch them, very soft, but it actually has like little hair-like spines, and they're covered with all of this because it offers them protection from too much intense sun. And not only does it protect from sun, they also protect from excess heat as well. And the hairiness and spines also help to collect the dew that sometimes even the most aridest of climates would get a bit of a dew in the early mornings, and it will condense onto these spines. And the spines then act like little reservoirs, little funnels that the water then will drip down through the little grooves that are in cacti and then down to the base of the plant. So they also act as collecting water, whether it's mist and also the rains, because obviously even in the desert it does rain, and when it rains, and this is a perfect opportunity for a cactus to collect as much rain as it can, because it could go sometimes many months without any rain at all. So as I say, the spines do help to collect water. They've got little grooves in some spines like this, for example this pharaoh cactus, and these grooves also help with the water to come down and then fall down with the sort of concertina effect of the cactus. For example here, the way the grooves are for the water to go all the way down and down into the base there. So they collect water and offer shade as well. And as well as the sun, they also offer protection against the cold, because in the desert, even in the warmest of deserts, it can get below freezing sometimes as well. And they also, the spines can help protect against the cold as well as the excess heat. Now also spines with some of the cacti, for example the common known prickly pear, the opuntia group, which are all these, and also the tephro-cacti, which are these here, also part of the Opuntioidaceae family. Their spines also help with propagation, because they contain these little jointed pads, as you can see here, and also jointed pads there. Those of you who keep the prickly pear, opuntioid type of cacti will know that the pads fall off very easy. Every time you repot them, they fall off. Also, if you lean across the table to give them a water, they stick to you. And some of the ones with the glochids, like these opuntia microdaisies, the glochids will stick to your skin. But imagine now if you was a little animal, and in their natural habitats, little animals and big animals will be walking around all these amazing opuntioid family, and the little glochids and the little spines and all the like here, would stick to the animal's fur or skin, and then the animal will then carry off the little pads here to another part of where they're from, and then it would eventually drop off, and if conditions are right, the little pads will then start to form roots. And so some of the cacti have these spines also as a means of propagation. And as I say, yeah, covered how it protects it from the heat and the cold as well. And they also protect against water loss as well by reducing the airflow. So obviously, if there's the more air, for example, very windy, even in a very warm climate, then transpiration will happen a lot faster, especially in heat. but the spines also protect from too much excessive water loss as well. So that's the reasons why cacti have spines. Very simple really. They don't just have them because they look amazing, which they do. And I say there's many different types of cactus spines as well. I mean, that's another video in itself. I mean, just show you here how many, just scanning the camera now at all the many different types of cacti spines that you get. But of course, not all cacti have spines. It's a myth to say if it has spines, then it's definitely a cactus, because some other plants like rose bushes, for example, have spines, but they are actually thorns. The difference between a spine and a thorn is that a spine in a cactus comes out of what these little woolly deposits here that are called areoles. And the spines come out of there. Areoles, these little furry things, that's another video in itself, is where little branches and flowers come from. And obviously the spines, so totally different to thorny type of plants and trees that you see, and obviously nowhere near related to a cactus in any form. So just mention that's a big difference between a thorn and a spine. Now, as I'm talking about the areoles, where the spines come from, some cacti, such as these here, these are the Lophophora group of cacti, don't have spines. And there's many cacti, such as the Trichocereus here, Pachanoi, and the Trichocereus scopulicola, that practically have virtually no spines. I mean, they do, if I was to run my finger across there, you can feel very tiny spines, but they are very almost non-existent to see. So they don't all have big prickly spines. And the Lophophora group here, and some other types of cacti as well, it's one of our Matucanas there, don't have spines at all. We have two Matucanas here. This one is a spiny one, and this one isn't. So that's very interesting how they vary. But with the Lophophoras and some other type of cacti, they will have, out of their areoles, they would just have little woolliness coming out here rather than spines. And you might say, well, why don't they have spines? What's stopping wild animals and the like eating them? Well, a lot of the ones that don't have the actual spines and just have the wool, or don't have anything, just little areoles, they often contain alkaloids under their skin. As in this case with Lophophora, they contain something called mescaline, and when wild animals eat this, it sort of makes them very sick. And that's why that these sort of Lophophora cacti, some of the mescaline cacti, have a bit of a cult following for people to take them as hallucinogenics, because it does give them hallucinogenic effects. But the reason why these plants have that is because it does give them a protection from being eaten. So there we go, guys. That's a little bit of information on why cacti have spines. And quite wacky, I know. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So guys, thank you so much for watching and all of your amazing support. I just want to show you here about talking about spines. This is Luckenbergia principis. And yes, this is a cactus, very agave-like, with spines. And as I was talking about spines earlier while I'm on the topic, there's many succulents that would have spines, but they're not true spines because don't have areoles. As I say, all cacti are succulents, but not all succulents are cacti. The agave here has very sharp spines here, but they don't have areoles, so these will be classed as thorns. That's a bit of a difference there. And if you want to know a little bit more on how to grow cacti and succulents, then please do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. And stay tuned for a probably video coming up in the next few days on a complete collection tour update on my spring update on my cacti and succulent collection here in the polytunnel. Lots happening, as you can see there, lots of buds starting to come up on the cacti now. Now it's April, so very excited about that. So do stay tuned for that coming up in the next few days. And thank you all so much, guys, for your continued support. And I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons and tons of cactus power from across the Emerald Isle. And until my next video, bye. Lethal.